Hello, Taurus. How's everybody doing? I didn't do my hair. It's just in a pony, and it looks good. Okay. A lot of stamps and brands. We like a barcode. I've got this Fred Durst and Method Man song in my head. It's called Regeneration. No. Next Generation? What's that called? I don't know. Somebody made a comment about how clean my pipe always looks. I clean this baby twice a day. $7, and these pipes can last me years by cleaning them twice a day. Just with hot water. It's the best smoked weed when shit is clean. Listen to that Cypress Hill song. Hits from the bong. He even tells you how to smoke weed properly from a bong. Always gotta clean the screen. Even though this pipe doesn't have a screen. I don't put screens in it. A lot of stamps and brands. We like a barcode. I'm dashing on the media stripes and the media dice. 3 and 4. I'm taking this on, I got bees on the track. Where the fuck you at? To cow. I wonder what that song is gonna have to do with this reading. It's not going away. Fred Durst is just like rapping in my head. Taurus. I can't be that loud because my sister's sleeping. She's having a nap. Wow, okay. Yeah, okay, let's get the cards out of it. Let's get the other side of this. Wait until the second round and knock them out. You gotta give the people a little bit of a show. Okay. So we've got Grim Reaper and Cupid's Arrow. Okay, that came out. So I'm like... how contradictory are these messages, okay? The relationship is over. Have faith. Love is coming. No second chances. Surprise invitation. Growth and grow and transform your life. Meeting hesitation. They're such the opposite cards. Like, what the fuck? That's such opposite energy. Or it's like somebody has completely changed. And somebody, okay. I feel like somebody, maybe from your past, doesn't have to be romantic. Okay, it could be like family, friends, work partners, associates, some type of relationship that was done. Like, done. Oop, clean, clear. Oh, maybe that's why we got runner. Like, something was done. Like, somebody ran away, okay? They ran away. Like not even kicking and screaming. They just ran. They might have been kicking and screaming the whole time, and then they just fucking took off, and you're like, yo, they left. And it's like, well, what do you expect? Like, I don't think somebody leaving something was necessarily wrong. I think somebody might have been shocked that somebody left a situation, right? Kind of like you never would, because they've never maybe seen it happen before. So they don't think that it's possible that somebody would walk away from something like that. And you're like, yo, bitch, I went running. Like I didn't want to be there so bad. And then these other people are like, really? That's interesting that you would go running from that, because for a lot of people, I think they would go towards it, right? And you ran away from it. You went like the opposite direction and you ran away from this person or this situation. And now it's like, something's coming in for somebody because of that. Like, yeah, okay, so this person who ran, they might have had a huge intimacy problem. And maybe they didn't think that you were going to hang around. And they thought you were going to hang around. And then somebody booked it and kind of left maybe the other one hanging. And you're like, and then that one that they left hanging is obviously like hanging on the line almost, you know, like they said, okay, I'm never gonna fucking do this again, because that person is so fucking scared to be with me, and every time I give them everything they need, they run away and they leave me hanging all the time, and I don't know what to do anymore. It's like, because I think this person who was running, okay, who didn't have the confidence to believe in the other one, I think they had a huge ego problem. So they could have had this ego sitting on their shoulder, like, listen, you can do everything by yourself. You don't need this other person. This other person's dragging you down. And it was a really bad ego, because what they were saying to themselves was wrong. Like this person really did want to be with this other person. And yeah, they might have had some hesitation. Everybody has hesitation. Hesitation allows you to like really pay attention to what's going on. Hesitate slows you down, right? So you can get all the information. Somebody got all the information, and then still this other person still just ran away. They had a fear of it, but yet they wanted it. So somebody has to say, okay, like you've got to figure out what you want, and no more second chances. Like somebody's got to cut it off eventually and say no more. So then we get into the golden mirror, seduction in reverse, and paradise in reverse. I think there was a huge third party taking place here. And that was that ego that they had on their shoulders. They were listening to something they shouldn't have been listening to. And again, it might not have been a physical relationship like that. Like it might not have been sexual. It could have been like parents, something like that too, right? The fear of attaching too closely to a child, right? The fear of only looking after a child and never being able to have love because they have to look after their kid. So that could be it too. This could be a parent now finally getting the boot, because they're so narcissistic that they love bomb, you know, like they run away and then they come back, and they run away and they come back. And somebody has to say, like, you've got to stop doing this. Like, you can't keep leaving and coming back. Because if you truly wanted to stay, you would be here. And that's the thing, is, like, you've got to also realize that, like, that could be this person's instinct, motivation, and they might continue it forever. This is kind of like reminding me of this movie that I watched called The Intervention, where all these relationships, they go and they go to this like family house, and they do a marriage intervention, and things really come out. Like, you know, if you are like, this isn't going to be paradise, okay? Maybe this is like, maybe someone's got to go to like rehab with a spouse. Or if somebody comes back around again, you know, that you did have a relationship with, then maybe you need to say like, okay, like we need to do a huge intervention here. Like we need to talk about everything that happens, because that's the thing is like, people always said shit about me. They always talked such high shit about me that I was so loud and abrasive and fucking obnoxious, and I always said the first thing on my mind. But and I always tried to warn them about my sister, because she is the quiet one. And just because she's quiet, people don't think that there's something waiting to erupt, right? Because if they haven't seen it, they've only seen somebody quiet. They don't know. Sometimes people take advantage of people really quiet, and they push them and back them into corners because they don't say anything. But the reason why my sister doesn't say anything is because she a lot of times doesn't know what's going on, right? So people expect her to just stay quiet, and they confuse her, so she doesn't know what's going on, so she doesn't say anything. And then at other times, if she does say something, she fucking explodes. And it's like, it's so bad that somebody's got to have her back, because she could get herself hurt. Like, she's like 120 pounds, like 5'5". Like, she's not going to be able to do a lot of damage, but she's actually a lot stronger than what she believes that she is. She has a lot of strength. And let me tell you, she opens up all the jars in this house, because I can't do it. I can't open up any of the jars. And she's got this strength in her, and it's like this inner strength of always being quiet, right? There's a reason why she's quiet. And I always say, fuck you, always, all the lights and the cameras always get put on to me. And I think that's, and a lot of times I'll allow it, because I'll allow my sister to go hide in the shadows and sneak attack people that don't think that she's coming, because they've got all their eyes on me thinking I'm going to do something. And I always say, man, you got to fucking watch those quiet people. Like, they might look nice. They might look like fucking, they're just, you just run over them. But there's a reason why they're quiet. And there's a fear there. There should be a fear with people who are quiet with you, because so many people are used to just blah, 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 until you meet that quiet person, and then you have no idea what's going on with them. And there's a whole whirlwind underneath that quietness. Like, big time, right? So I think it's like, no more, maybe that's what it is like, no more booze. Like, maybe you guys drink together all the time, and you've got to say like, listen, we have got to stop drinking all the time, or we've got to stop doing drugs all the time together. Like, if we're going to be together, we've got to be together. You got to open up the lines of communication. You got to trust one another. And that's the thing, is you either tell your spouse everything, or you tell them absolutely nothing. There is no in between. All right, let's get some of these characters out. Troy Dyer, yeah, no doubt. Somebody was scared. Somebody's scared. They don't want to make a choice, because they think that they're going to be stuck in that choice forever. And that's the thing, is like, people think, people take marriage very seriously. And they say, like, you're going to marry me, you're fucking with me till the end. Like, there is no fucking in and out bullshit. Like, once you cross the line, you cross the line. But then you also have to tell people, like, people aren't meant for people forever. And like, yeah, you can marry somebody and get a divorce and then remarry them again. Look at fucking Pink and Carrie Hart, or whatever his name is, right? Like, they got divorced and she was crazy ass, and they got remarried again. Like, things happen, and you separate from people, and you get to know each other a little bit better, or you get to know yourself a little bit better, and they get to know themselves a little bit better, and then you come back together. And I think one of their problems was alcohol, right? Like, drinking together, and like, yeah, you feel like I want to be able to drink, but that's just a gimme, gimme my alcohol. I need to be able to do this. And that, that crutch that puts on you by saying that, right? Like, because alcohol is so pointless. It's pointless. It's, people usually drink just to escape, right? Or they feel overwhelmed in crowds, and alcohol gives them that confidence, because they haven't filled their shoes yet. Like, there's a lot of reasons why people drink, but to build that confidence back up again, to be able to be in a crowd, like, let me tell you, I was drunk my whole life. And now that I don't drink at all, I have to smoke weed. Like, to go into a crowd and to go and do stuff, I have to smoke weed. And then, oh man, then it's hilarious. Like, you just run into people, you start talking to people. It's like being drunk. Like, smoking weed is so much better than drinking, because then you don't get hungover, you don't get super dried out, and fucking smoking weed, you just Blaze, what? You just have fun. You just enjoy it. You just go with the flow. You go with the movement of life. Where it's like when you get drunk and you got to go and do these things, then that drunk wears off. Then you start to feel like shit. Then you could end up fucking yelling at somebody, end up throwing up, and then your whole next day's fucked up. And then you got to drink again. When smoking weed, you're just like, you eat and then you sleep and you wake up blaze one in the morning. There's no hangovers. Unless you fucking go overboard and then green out. Which even greening out, that lasts like a half an hour and then you're back to normal. Like you can't die from greening out, but you can die from alcohol poisoning. You can die from drug overdose. You can die from fucking substance abuse. That's for sure. Like somebody needs to just smoke some weed. And like I'm getting Troy Dyer is such an amazing character, and he loves Lilana, but he won't tell her that he does. And then he only makes a move on her when she has a boyfriend, because then he gets jealous. And like when that jealousy comes out, when people start dating other people and they're secretly in love with you, that shit, that rage that comes out of those people is fucked, because they think that you're going to stay fixated on them like they are to you. And once you go off, because this idiot's not, like Troy never did anything about it, right? Until Lilana crossed the line with somebody else. Then he finally did something. And this could be that runner. And now I'm thinking of I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it, because you know what? It's some people, what they do is they end up banging somebody and putting it all over their Instagram, putting it all over their Facebook to make somebody jealous. And that's not the kind of energy that I want to pick up. I don't pick up on people who play games like that. I don't really appreciate games like that. And Troy plays games, and this person might play games. They might go on Tinder all of a sudden and then put up all their dates. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? And then they try to come back to you and you're like, what are you doing? You're trying to make me jealous, now you're coming back. And then you go and do this and then you come back. Troy's a fickle character, because he won't make a choice. Two of Wands in reverse. He won't make a choice. He won't choose to be with Lilana until his dad dies, and then he realizes that Lilana is the only thing in the entire world that he actually loves. And sometimes it takes that. Sometimes it takes somebody losing something for them to realize what they truly love, right? And they'll stop running from it. Because Troy's the runner. Lilana's not. Lilana's there. She's there, and she doesn't go anywhere. He's the one that comes in and out all the time, right? And then we got United Kingdom. This person might be from the UK. Maybe you're from the UK. But there's the Three of Swords. I think this person puts on a huge game. I think they make it seem like they're not hurt. And it really does hurt them. And then they try to hurt you. And they don't realize that you're not hurting them. But they get hurt by looking at you. It's like they get hurt no matter what. So this is there's some type of love bombing here. Maybe somebody likes to come back because they like to leave and then come back because they like that somebody will wine and dine them again because they're back again. So be careful of that. Be weary of that, okay? Let's get this other energy. Yes. I knew it. Remember I was talking about that quiet person? So this is the quiet person, okay? This is the person that just seems to stay put. It's probably you, because if you're an earth sign, you might tend to stay put, right? Once you're in your house, you're just in your house. You don't, not saying that you don't ever leave your house, but you're grounded. You come home, okay? We also have spiritual practitioner. So I do believe that somebody is quite connected, right? And that's why this person, it messes them up so much, because they are grounded, but then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I don't really know what's going on here. And then they lose that connection to themselves again because this person messes with them in some way, right? But this is all happy. For the person that's quiet, I don't really see any reason why they would want to leave. So it seems like this masculine energy, or whatever, this Troy Dyer energy, the runner that keeps leaving and coming back, they're the ones that seem to have to ground themselves. But this person, okay, this quiet one, has to set boundaries. And that's the thing, is because if they want a happy moment and they are happy with this person, then they have to set those healthy boundaries. So then this person stops leaving and coming back. As you can see, I said people because it is multiple people. Like, these people have to learn to stop leaving and coming back, right? Like, if they're going to leave, then they have to just say, okay, I'm going, and go and live your life. But then if they're just going to keep coming back, then it seems like it's some type of game, right? Yeah, something about no more drinking together or partying together, until you set the healthy boundaries together. It's not forever, right? But then you set new boundaries together. So then nothing can disrupt you again, Like, you guys can just be together for once and for all without things fucking with you. So we got African American. Dutch. Heartbroken. Yeah, so there's heartbreak here. And I think small town transportation, I think somebody's on their way back to you. Right? Like, they're going to come back again to see what happens. And, like, that's where you can start kind of really setting the boundaries on this person and being like, putting your 2 of cups out there and be like, okay, listen, we have to decide if we're going to move. And it's not to decide that you're going to get married or get this huge commitment, but you have to decide if you're going to work together on this. That's the thing. Because there has to be equal give and take. This person can't stay quiet all the time, and this other person can't keep running. Right? Like, if you both have to change, right? You both have to evolve, because it breaks both of your hearts to see what you guys go through. So it's like, put the 2 of cups up there, put your cup up there and be like, listen, this can work, but this is my cup. This is what I've got for you. And if you're not going to give it back, then that's cool. But just remember, I'm going to go off and live my life. And if I happen to start dating somebody else, then you're going to have to bow down this time. Like, there is no, I start dating somebody and then you come back and I take you back. Like, this is not going to be a rebound anymore. Like, somebody's actually going to move on once and for all. And then this Troy Dyer can't keep coming in and out anymore, because someone's going to plan. Like, obviously the quiet one wants to settle down, right? They want to build something and they want this happy moment, and they're going to find it with somebody if this person doesn't stop running. Like, somebody else will make a life with this person. Trust me. So, anyways, I hope it helps, Taurus. I hope it helps. Long, hard harvest, make a wish. Yeah, like, this has been going on, I think, for a really long time. And now it's like, you have to say what you wish for. Straight to the heart. Get straight to the heart on this shit. Like, open up. Say what you mean and say how you feel. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not like you didn't try. But then you have to decide if it's okay that they keep coming and going. You have to decide what you want. You have to decide if you don't want to be quiet anymore. You have to decide if you want to make a better life for yourself. You have to decide the moves that you make, not anybody else, right? So that's why we do these readings. So hopefully it helps, and hopefully somebody, looks like those 2 are going to kiss. I hope that somebody figures it out. Anyways, Whitney Moon, nice to meet you. See you later. And love each other.